Hello folks, Jonathan Milam here, doing brass stuff today. Did a lot of singing a little bit back with my sister, played the keyboard some, but back to horns. Got a very unique instrument here. Picked it up from an elderly gentleman, very fine man, met his wife as well, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it's a Bach Strad, it's a 37 bell, kind of small print, not sure you'll be able to see that. If I remember correctly, the serial number marks this as somewhere in the 90s. First time in a long time that I've had a Strad that was not silver plated. And he told me, he said, now this is entirely bare brass, but there is such a shine on the bell. I don't know if that's a patina or a lacquer, and it'll be interesting to find out. The other fascinating thing about this, if you can see the lead pipe is marked, that should say 25H. And that lead pipe then would be a 25, they call that the Herseth sometimes, after the great Chicago symphony player. Very large lead pipe, and usually associated with C trumpets. Not sure how it got on a B-flat Strat. He did work in a big shop in Baton Rouge. They did a lot of repairs. In fact, he did a lot of repairs. And the trumpet certainly has an open blow. Hadn't had a 37 bell in a long time. And I'll make a vid shortly probably where I compare it to a few horns that I do have now. I've got three other Strads. But anyway, just going to start off with this relatively, I guess it's probably a middle-of-the-road mouthpiece. It is the GR64MS, I think they call that. Yes, the MS, medium shallow. Really a powerful mouthpiece. Just going to doodle around on this, and let me tell you, I've got a Constellation 28A. Just got in, it'll take me a while to figure that one out. And a lovely Stomvi USA, one of the first horns they made, simply called the 27. It's got a 27 bell, which is a very good bell. They've been using that a lot lately. But at any rate, we'll do the Bach Strad now, 37 bell with the 25H lead pipe. Doodling around on the old musical, wouldn't that be lovely? I do like the sound of this Strad. I really do. Now here's a horn. It's very, very funny. I've never had this happen before, but it's the third time I've had this horn. And it is a great player, but it's not sticking around with the people that buy it from me. They're coming back and they're trading for other things. No problem with this horn. Believe me, what an excellent horn. Stomvi USA, great job. Reverse lead pipe, pretty big bell. I think it's just a little over a 5-inch at the flare. Did a marvelous job putting this horn together. And every time it comes back, I think, I'll take that back. I've been trying to focus on Strads lately, so I haven't had a whole lot of other horns that I'm really trying to put my attention to. But this one is just an excellent horn. Great horn. Only Stomvi I've had. I almost bought a Stomvi Flugel here a while back, but honestly, I don't really need one, and I decided maybe with the economy what it is, I should just hold on to my money. But now I'm going to spend a little more time with this one. It's a Constellation 28A from about 58. If you ever wondered, is anything older than that guy? Yes, this is older than me by 2 years. I was manufactured in 60, and this is a 58 Constellation 28A. Big bell, great sound. This is with a Reeves 41M cornet piece. Then I'll try it with a 41C, a little deeper, a little larger throat, a little larger back bore. And then we'll go to the Curry Vintage cornet piece. Now they call this cornet a trumpet by some folks because it is the long cornet model. I believe this is a brass bell overlaid with nickel. The model earlier than this was a Coprion, but I believe this is a brass bell overlaid with nickel. Really sounds like a trumpet, doesn't it? Unique make. The Constellations, very, very interesting horns. Okay, this same thing again. There was a 27 drill. This is a 26 drill, little deeper cup, the Reeves 41C. I love this for trumpets. It's the first time I've had it and used it for cornets. Just got it in this morning, in fact. Okay, we took that up a fourth there instead of our F, tried that in B flat. Now, when these were made, I believe they were made for the short-shanked cornet piece, and they say it's a little easier blow with that. And this definitely is. Now this is, I believe, a 19 drill, very deep, the Curry Vintage C, vintage cornet piece. Now, it does give a little breathier tone, and definitely a little deeper and darker. And we'll go back to the lower key with this. Hope you've enjoyed this, folks. I'm looking forward to listening to it myself. Got in late last night, played him for just a few minutes, and still tootling around on him today. Thanks as always for tuning in. Appreciate the thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, I'm pushing 300 vids. I think it's real close to 290 here at YouTube. Mostly all horn vids, some inspirational thoughts, biblical thoughts, but largely horns such as this. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself.